Hi, everybody, and welcome to another training that we do here at Client Direct Mortgage, but open to the whole loan officer community, if you will. And today's training is on the One Plus program. Um, we're going to talk about the program some, and this is a Rocket Pro TPO exclusive loan program, one of the strongest purchasing tools that you can use in the industry to help both consumers and realtors alike. We know as loan officers, we like to help realtors. Okay, so without further ado, I'll kind of jump into the presentation. First, I'll talk a bit about myself. Imagine that, right? And I think it's important though. We'll get a little context because you want to know who's teaching you certain things, right? Okay, so I've been in the business now. I think this is my 10th or 11th year. Um, I started out as a broker. Okay, I had a real estate broker's license in California. You can transition that to NMLS. Didn't even know what a 1003 was when I started my company, right? Sort of a self starter. IT and finance was my career before I got into mortgage. I was kind of a late bloomer into mortgage, call it my second career, if you will. Um, and just had a lot of fast success in the business. We did a lot of lead buying, a lot of sphere of influence as well. We got up to, I won't give you the whole story, but I think at our highest peak, there were 5 people on my team, and we used to do around $250 million per year, about 600 or so units per year is what that comes out to. Okay, so that's a bit of the history, personal history. We started off with one person at the company and one state. And we've expanded since then. So now we're in 33 states. We built our own mortgage platform. That was done over the last couple of years through lead maturation. It's all built on Salesforce. It helps us. Our strongest partner in the market is Rocket Pro TPO. They're absolutely amazing and help us get business done. That's important. This whole teaching that I'm going to go through today is based on a product, the ammo, I like to call it, that they're giving us to shoot out and win this business. But we're also partnered with 90 other lenders, right? So it's not just Rocket. That's one thing about being a broker. You don't want to be restricted. You want to do what's best for the client and your referral partner. But the client is first and foremost. All right, let's get into what this One Plus program is. And this is, I mean, a lot of people, I just really want you to activate those 2 ears, if you will, because a lot of people initially, when I talk about this program, they say, "Oh, we have that at whatever company they're with," and yes, they may have a version of this program. There are many versions of this program. It's out. It's a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Home Ready. There's Purchase Plus, which is a grant that's given to certain MSAs throughout the country, and that money's coming from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. That is not what this is. This is different. Okay, so let's talk about the One Plus loan program. The client pays, okay, 1% of the down payment. And Rocket has been gracious enough to bring us up to 2%, right, of the rest of the down payment. So you are still doing a regular Fannie Mae and now Freddie Mac loan. They've expanded. It was just the one GSE, but as of the first, it'll be the other GSE as well. Okay. So you do have both of those up there for yourself, okay, to use. 2% coming from Rocket, 1% coming from the client. That is absolutely amazing when you think about it. And I'm going to show you a little bit later how to sell this, because if they're bringing that much into the deal, you can think about getting a seller credit on the other side, take care of the closing cost, because a lot of homes have been sitting on the market, believe it or not, in certain counties. I'm going to talk about that too. And at the end of the day, on a $300,000 home, you can get somebody into that home for truly $3,000. Now, the competing loan program out there is down payment assistance. That's the one I would say, hey, well, what about, I could just go DPA. What about that, right? The problem with the DPA is the cost, right? So when you look at, they're really robbing Peter to pay Paul in all of those DPA programs because the rate is so freaking high and there's no money to pay you as the loan officer. It winds up being borrower paid or a lot of points. This program that I'm talking about, that I'm showing you, the other element is the pricing, the loan level pricing adjustments. They're extremely low because they're under that home ready, home possible, whatever they're calling it this week at Fannie and Freddie umbrella. So you're still getting amazing pricing on this program and getting 2%. That's the key. That's what makes it so much different. At the end of the day, we're talking real dollars. And this program beats out a lot of the DPA programs when you're looking at the real dollars that the consumer has to pay at the end of the day. Listen, nothing's free. Everybody's going to pay something, right? This is transparent and really gives an idea of what that lowest amount is that a person can pay. And I can say consistently, you will pay 1% of the loan amount, just as long as you use my sales technique and get the seller credit from the listing agent as well. Okay. All right. So max loan amount's $350,000. We do have to fit within the 80% area median income. Okay. Like I said, favorable LLPAs across the bucket. So what that means is, when I say that, for some people that are new out there, LLPA stands for loan level pricing adjustment. We're all doing risk-based pricing in the US. So what that means is, if I have a lower credit score, I'm going to get charged more. Just the way it works. Fair, unfair, different conversation, different day. But as it stands now, and they are playing around with the buckets, but as it stands now, it's risk-based. So what we're saying is, lower credit score, pay more. Okay. You put less money down, you got to pay more. You have a higher risk of defaulting. Right. So all that sort of stuff plays into it. They call it loan level pricing adjustments. On Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, what they've done is they've taken some of these pricing adjustments and said, you know what? Even though you have a low score, I'm not going to hit you for it. Right. We want you to buy a home. We want you to experience home ownership. Studies show that if your family owns a home, then your child's going to do better. The education's going to do better. You are going to do better as an individual. Your retirement's going to do better. There's so many benefits to home ownership. Fannie Mae wants to bring people up and get them into homes. So they are doing certain things where they take these loan level pricing adjustments away if you fit within this bucket. And that's a beautiful segue to talk about this bucket, because that's the hard part for us practitioners. Let's be honest. We love to give everybody this program, but we work backwards. Follow me here. This is important. When I say we work backwards, what I mean is, we go out, we find a consumer, we get a referral, and then we start to take the application. We don't take it with the intent of trying to put them into this program. We kind of back into the program. If they so happen to qualify for this, we give it to them. And in some cases, people may forget to give it to them. They may give them a regular loan when they were eligible for the home ready loan. They should have got on this loan, but they stuck them in that loan. It's just, it's just not, there's not a good process to vetting a person out front to see if they can take advantage of the program that we just set out there, right? So if that's the truth, then how in the heck are we going to develop a good marketing strategy to go out and talk to these individuals? It makes it extremely hard, to be honest. So what happens is, these programs become, in my opinion, underutilized. Okay. And they're underutilized because there's no good, again, strategy to find that individual that makes that much money in that county. Right. So I love the fact that Rocket has made so much of their product offering initiative around this program, because it allows us to highlight it more to our consumers. There's more talk about it out in the market. I saw a Rocket ad the other day on my Facebook that talked about this program. I think that's absolutely wonderful, because if Rocket Retail does it, and little dirty secret here, our rates are substantially better than Rocket Retail. So if they're telling somebody about it, but then I come in and say, hey, I know you love Rocket and I love them too, but why don't you come into the building through the wholesale door instead of the retail door, come and save you a couple $1,000 doing that, right? So it all works perfectly for us in the position that we're in. It's beautiful. Okay, so what I want to talk about here, though, is how to flip that on its head. I've come up with a strategy to where you can target these individuals that will be eligible and maybe target's not the best word, attract, become magnetic. So you become magnetic for those individuals. So they're finding you through the listing agents to take advantage of this program. Okay. So let's move on to what the solution is. You have to be able to identify, okay, follow me here. You have to be able to identify your target, right? And we know our target is going to be a certain loan amount, 350,000 is the max, and a certain income. Because if you make $300,000, I'm sorry, you're not eligible for this 7,000 in free grant money, right? So how I can't look at people and say you make that much, yeah, man. How do I find out, what they make, what home prices, what I should go after? So we have to start using the data points. Remember, I told you my previous career was IT and data, finance, analyst, right? My mind immediately goes to what data points do I have? So I say, I have this info, I have that info, I have this info. From that, what can I extrapolate about the targeted consumer that I'd want to go after? All right. And that's what this next piece is. So let's just go over to this. I said, I can't go to the consumer yet. Let me start with the actual properties. So there are, I always forget. Let's see. I'm not see. Oh, there we go. Okay. There are 3,228 counties in the United States of America. Okay. Um, we've gone through and looked at every single one of these counties for the 33 states that we're approved in to find what the target home loan amount is to utilize this program. And that we had to do that based off of the 80% median income. Okay. So follow me here. And I think some of these fields are kind of hidden. So I'm going to unhide some of them so you can see what I'm referring to. Okay. There you go. So now we can see we're in Alabama, right? And we know in Alabama, the 80% AMI is different for every single county. That's the hard part. Like, how did you make how much? What county are you in? Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff, right? Where are we buying? We have the information here. I have it for every single county. So I took the 80% AMI, and this is my work over here, this little color, this little purple color. And I know it might be hard to see, but lean into your screens. It's worth it. This is how much money they can make per month in order to take advantage of this program. This is 45% debt to income ratio. Okay. That's the PITI. My PITI cannot be more than that for this county. So I figured out the numbers. I went and I figured out the numbers, the income. What's the true income as it relates to the debt to income ratio and everything else on this, right? So then I said, you know what? That's the PITI, but I need to back out the taxes and insurance, right? Got to back that out. So this is my true PI, principal and interest. This column right there, column in. Then from there, I say, hey, let's use a certain rate. And with those three pieces of information, I can get the fourth, which is the max loan amount per county. So now, through me devising all this work, I have the max loan amount per county, which is absolutely beautiful. Because now I can go in and say, in this particular county, let's see what this county is. The max loan amount I can do is $255,000 on this program. I know Rocket will let you go up to 350, but the stopper is in Calhoun County, 59,000 is the AMI. That's the max AMI, right? That's 80%. The max is like 60 something thousand, but I'm at 59,000. So I need to come in here and see in this county, how many homes are even eligible? So I'm looking, I'm like, wow, there are 156 homes that fit in this range. I go down a little bit and say, hey, what's the range I want? I do $150,000 range. So between 100,000 and 250,000, how many homes are there? And I come in here and I look, I use Zillow, and I say, holy smoke, jackpot, gold rush. There are 155 homes. It's down to 146 right now because it refreshes every time I hit it. All these homes are eligible for the $7,000. Okay. Every single one of them. And look at this. Look at it. Check this out. Price cut, 10,000. Price cut, 10,000. Now tell me this, riddle me this. if I talk to this listing agent and say, hey, instead of the price cut, let me bring $7,000 into the table, or whatever, 2%, right? 2% of the 3. Let me bring 2% in. Don't do the 10,000 price cut. Instead, give me 6,000 for all my closing costs, 7,000 for all my closing costs, and advertise it that way. And then the consumer can buy this home for truly 1%. It's a $219,000 home. I just need to go find a consumer that has $2,199. For $2,200, I can have them buy this home. That's powerful. You've become the marketing department for that realtor. You created the strategy that you're going to use to get that home sold. So now I just need to go out and find the consumer that's going to have $2,000 and makes $59,000 a year. And mind you this too, Rocket has thought about this in such an advanced manner and really fighting for people's home ownership that they are allowing, if you have certain segments of your income, you can take it out. So let's say I have a base salary of $59,000, but I make $25,000 bonus. I could take the bonus out, right? I could say, don't count the bonus. I don't want to use that as part of my DTI. What? Man, watch out. Give me some pay stubs and let me get to work. Let me see. Find somebody to put in these homes, right? But that's the power. Okay. People talk about there's no inventory. Yeah, let me show you this. Let me show you something. This is the master sheet right here. This is my secret weapon. Nobody has this except for my team, right? And if I take this and I show you, let me filter this down. Greater than 0. So I'm looking across the whole country and I want to see 3,200. Okay. These are the number of listings that fit within the 80% AMI, eligible for up to 2% down in grant money. There are, across the 3,000 counties, and they're actually counting 2,238 counties, because so many of those counties, like we have a lot of counties. Some of these counties might not have anything. It might be close to 0, which we took out, but I only have 33 states. So some of these 3,000, I think, okay, here goes the number right here. 2,238 counties that we're looking at. That's how many counties I'm licensed in. So we only did the work for the states I'm licensed in. So 2,238 counties, there are 130,000 listings. Oh my gosh. 130,000 listings. That's the number down here that are eligible only across I'm only in 2/3 of the states. I'm missing 1,000 states, a little bit more than 2/3. But in my area, in my approved states, there are 130,000 homes that I can give the grant to. Yeah, come on, let's try we gotta make some money, man. You just gotta understand, you have to know what your market is. You gotta work with someone, an organization that can tell you how to target, right? That's the key. It's product and it's knowing who to deliver that product to. That's the key in this business. All right. So you guys get that. You understand what we're doing there. We go a step further. Targeting is one point. Now we move over to how do I go in and actually talk to this real estate agent? How do I go in? Because what you really want to do is you want to go in and get all of the people that have called the real estate agent and inquired the open house book. I want it. I need it. Give it here. Right? Who's called? Pass them through to me. Don't pass them through to your other loan officer, because I'm the one that got $7,000 for them. So what we do with our loan officers is we set them up with a sheet. We call it the accountability sheet. Okay. So on the accountability sheet, okay, follow me here. Our team breaks down. I showed you one of those counties had 130 homes. So that county will belong to a realtor. I'm sorry, one of our loan officers. We will take each one of those homes and develop a property website for them. Check it out. Let me just pull one up. Okay, so this is the web, that's the website, but let me get the flyer. Get both of these things up for you. Every single home. And then we go in and change their comments. So we say, this home is eligible for the down payment grant of $7,000. This is free money. You will only need 1% purchase price or $3,200 to buy this home. Now, single family, 4222, open concept. That was all the stuff the realtor put. We came in here, made a new flyer for them on their property. How did we do this? Because we use a system that's connected to every MLS out there. The majority, I can't say every. We probably hit 80% of the MLSs out there. This system is connected to. So all we have to do is put the MLS number. We get it off of Zillow, put it in here, create this, send it to the listing agent, call them up. Hey, check your inbox. I just sent you something of real value. I have $7,000 for your buyer. Right? That's how we do it. Look at this chart over here. I know it's kind of small, but this shows the 1% down. Boom, boom, boom. Then an FHA, conventional, all the different loan products there. Okay. So we haven't even talked to the realtor yet, and we're giving them this information. Here's the property website, all their pictures. They're going to recognize this. This is them. That's the agent. If somebody comes to this website, clicks contact agent, our system is going to let them fill this out. It's going to email the realtor. We're doing that on their behalf. They didn't even ask. If they come down and want us to do it, then they can do that there too. And it has all those rates again. School information, all that good stuff. It's all in here, right? The home, everything that's close. Full property website. You guys know how they look, okay? So we do all this work before we even call the realtor. Then we call the realtor and say, hey, we did this for you. This home is eligible, okay? I skipped that. We went over the property flyers in the website, okay? Then it's just about following up. That's the key after that, right? But be out in front of those realtors. Then we have other things we're doing too. Like we're about to start the next phase for the realtors that decided they like us, they like our program, and they love everything that we're doing. We're doing co-branded funnels. So now what has happened is we got to the point where we pierced the veil. Because you guys are out there taking people to coffee. I was joking, nobody does that anymore. Maybe trying to take them to have a drink, trying to do this, trying to do that. Just trying to attach to these realtors in another place besides their pocketbook. They don't want you to spend money to buy them something. They want you to help them get some more money in their pockets. That should be the objective. If you're not doing that, you're wasting time, right? So for some of my team members that have really taken this to heart and they're going through and they're having relationships now. One team member, he's absolutely amazing. He's been in this 4 or 5 months. Okay, he's been a loan officer for 4 or 5 months. He told me today we were on a meeting. He created a separate Facebook group. I'm big into Facebook groups. It's another level that we kind of show what to do. But from this strategy, he's had so many realtors interact with him. He created a Facebook group. It's 60 realtors in there in his market. He's in Michigan. He has a captive audience of 60 realtors that he brought into his own personal Facebook group, right, from this program. So he could tell them more about it. So he's doing a spinoff, right? And he's the only loan officer in that group. He made the group. So smart. So it's the same thing we do right here. He's just copying it. But he used the program to pierce the veil. So now they follow him. And what more do you want than a group of realtors following you? But the question becomes, what value do you have to be able to have them, to give justification for them to follow you? And again, it's important who you partner with. It's important that they have, and they're not just nice or make you feel good, that they have real value that you can then disseminate to other folks. So I'll leave you guys with that. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Andrea, do we have anything on the questions?
Cool, easy ones that were already answered.
Okay. Cool. Well, it looks like I probably ran through a lot of what was asked. Make sure you guys tune in next week for those that are interested. We have the new branch model. And what you'll find is the structure here is we do 1 week on with the 1+ sales strategy. That's the best. We'll always do the best product that's out. And I have a feeling we're going to be running this one for a little while. So we'll give you feedback. We'll tell you additional things that are working. Once you come once, doesn't mean you shouldn't come again, because we're going to tell you what kind of successes we had here at Client Direct Mortgage. Okay. Again, the branch, for those of you that are on here and you guys run a branch or you have aspirations to run a branch, next week is that the new branch. And then the week after that will be 1+, and then the week after that will be the new branch, and so on and so forth. I hope all of you have a wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas. Love you all. Mwah. We're looking forward to 2024. Rates are coming down, baby. So get ready to rock and roll. Peace.